What's up, y'all? It's Truth Tiger, and today I'm going to talk about fun. And nobody knows how to have fun anymore, Just like people these days are so tightened up, they're so anxious, I don't know, people just have no fun. People are so about following the status quo and the rules of society, and everyone is worried about offending somebody and saying the wrong thing. And people are so particular about like what their beliefs are, or I don't even know, it's just like society has these rules, and a lot of them, some of them are written, some of them are unwritten, but it's like most people are trying to like really be following the rules of society so hardcore, and they're trying to like get other people to be following these rules too. And it's more of like this authority, rule following, try to boss other people around sort of thing. And it's just like, there's nothing fun with that. And you could do the funnest things with these people. You could, I don't know, do some fun outdoor stuff. And because they're so controlling and about the rules and this and that, and it's not going to be fun. You could go to some fun nightlife. It's not going to be fun. These people, they're just going to go out, go on their phone, not enjoy the moment. They could go to some concert instead of dancing, listening to the music. They're just going to hold their phone up and record. And like nobody wants to bust out anymore. People are so like, I'm just going to sit in the corner by myself. I don't know. So people are just so like that. Or they're, I'm with my people and we're posted up and we're going to block any new people out. Or people just got agendas. People are just weird. People are just haters. And that's the thing, is like haters don't have fun. You could give a hater a luxury yacht and a private jet, and I don't know. You could give a hater whatever, a night out with the best DJs and the best bands and the best food, and the hater still would not enjoy it. And most people are haters, unfortunately. And that's the thing, is haters don't have fun. And a lot of people don't want to have fun. They want to be these angry haters. They want to be controlling. They want to boss other people around. They want to make sure everyone's following the rules and all that stuff. And I don't know, people are just dry too. So many people are just dry and boring, and they have this just gray, beige, bland routine to their life. And I wake up, I go to work, and then I this, and I go home, and I eat food, and I watch TV, and I repeat, and it's just like it's this Groundhog Day. Like, don't y'all ever do anything new? Don't y'all get out of the house? Like, I don't even know, but just most people just have no concept of what it even means to have fun or to enjoy life. And I really think it's the haters too, because it's like, there are so many haters, it's a hater brigade, and they're showing up in their hater mobiles, and they're all getting out. And it's just, you got all these haters around with hateful energy and angry energy and jealous energy and egotistical energy and narcissistic energy. And what are you going to do being around that? And if you go out to most spots, it's going to be like that. And that's how most people are going to be at. Even if you're hiking and going into nature and that's what you want to do for fun, there's going to be people like that too that are going to be all egotistical. The bars and the clubs, like I talked about, is going to be filled to the brim with that and completely polluted with that, to where it's no fun at all whatsoever. And I find I have to make my own fun, and I'll just be by myself, and I'll be smiling and laughing and having a good time, and I don't even need nobody to entertain me. I don't. And I guess I've always been that way, but most people are not that way, and I don't know. Most people seem like they don't want to be happy. They just like want to be miserable, and they want to cling on to something, hold on to something, and not let go, and whatever. And I don't know. I get that on some level. It's tough to let go. I've had my angry moments too. I get it, but it's like, all these people, they just will not hang on. And it's just, people just have such a negative like attitude toward life. Like, people need to kind of lighten up. Like, people are so just like, I'm going to work and I have to be so nervous, and it's like, you're not going to get the work done faster by being nervous and uptight. You're not going to get the work done better by being angry at everybody while you do it. You're not. You're not going to raise your family better by being angry and stressed out all the time. You're not going to, be a better wife or husband by being all stressed out and angry all the time. You're not. But people like want to be in this angry, stressed out, anxious, I don't know, state of mind, and I'm not saying everybody who's anxious and stressed out wants to be that way. A lot of people don't, but I think there's a good amount of people that do, though, and that hold on to that and just want to be in that state of mind where they're also very exclusionary. They're very like, this is me, this is my group, and there's other people, and they're outsiders, and I don't know who they are, I don't want to talk to them, and I don't want them to look at me, interact with me. I just want to, like, it's like they just want to, like, have nobody else even exist, and it's crazy. It really is crazy. And, like, I've had days where I don't want to be around people and whatever, where I want to be to myself, and I get that, but it's like they wanted it's just them, or it's just them and their group, them and their friends, and nobody else exists. Or if other people do exist, they're there to feed their ego. And that's how people are. And there's nothing fun or enjoyable about that. Like, here's a little secret. Fun comes from an innocent place. Fun comes from being able to be like a child and be innocent. Fun comes from being able just to let loose and enjoy the simple things. Fun doesn't come from some big, overly complicated thing. Like, if you get your dog or your cat some fancy treats and all this stuff, or some fancy toys, they might like the cardboard box that the toys came in better than the actual toys themselves. Same with a very little kid. It's that same kind of just like using your imagination, just being playful and learning new things. Like, that's another big part of fun that people really miss, and that the system misses, and the Matrix misses. And a big part of having fun is learning new things. And like, learning new things is one of the most fun things in the world. But look, the education system, it's all about the Matrix, and they make that as dredging and as boring, and they make like learning as much of an awful process as they possibly can, to make it as dry and boring and unfun and authoritarian and these rules and this and that, and they make it as bad as they possibly can. But the truth is, if you want to learn new things, you need to be having fun, and you need to be in that state of like where you're like a little kid, because the mind of a little kid can absorb all kind of new information. The mind of an adult is more set and is more like, I know what I know, and I'm not going to bother learning new stuff. The mind of a kid is curious, and everything is like, it's cool and new and fresh, you know what I mean? Whereas the mind of an adult is more like, I've seen all this shit before, nothing new, I don't care, So, you have to kind of get yourself to that inner child kind of place. Like, think about if you're at the club, you're dancing, you're at some party, you're dancing. If you're like on something, and I'm on this mission, and I'm trying to get these girls to like me, and I'm trying to get these guys to think I'm cool, I'm trying to, you got all this agenda, you're not having fun anymore. You're working, But if you're just like, just being goofy and having a good time, like, you're having fun, and you're not having any airs put on you, and there's no agenda. And the thing is, like, that's infectious. That is infectious. And the thing is, the haters want to shut it down. If the haters see that you're happy, they hate it. Like, I had a revelation as to why I've had so much haters in my life, and to why haters are just so against me and stuff. And I realized it's like they're jealous of the fact that I'm happy, and that I choose happiness. And these haters choose anger, and they choose hate. And when they see you having a good time, it's like they want to shut that down and make sure you're not having fun at all, and they want to cause problems. And you're dancing too well, you need to tone it down what you're doing, and we're staying out too late, and you've had too much to drink. What are you doing? You're jumping up and down. You're having a good time. We have to stop this, Seriously. Like, they want to piss in your parade. Like, they want to shut it. If they see people having a good time and just having fun, like, they want to shut it down, man. Like, they want to find some way to, like, be against it, and be like, angry about it or have some issue with it or it's some problem somehow because other people are having enjoyment and they're not, and like I'm serious. It's crazy, and life's just also so complicated nowadays. Things are not simple anymore. Everyone has a million and one things on their mind. People are busy and overwhelmed and overworked, and just people are just living this gray, dull, just like life of it's this to that to now it's Monday and the weekend's over and I'm back to work again and am I gonna even survive this day? Am I gonna make it through this day? And I felt that way before, and I'm not judging people for being like that, but most people are just like desperate, like just day to day desperate and unhappy. And I'm even talking about people who make good. I've seen people who literally make good money who are like this, and it's just people are just in prison, they're in prison to something, to money, to their ego, to work, to some kind of thing. And then there's no fun to be had when you're in that kind of prison, and like people have seen me bust out and have fun and they're like, man, like this guy's just so happy. How is he so happy? How is he having fun? How is he whatever? Just like, I'm just not tripping. I'm not trying to like make something happen. I'm not trying to like force it to be this and that way. I'm just freestyling. I'm being loose with it. I'm trying new things. And one thing also is people are so ashamed. People carry so much shame, and I struggle with this too. I do, but people are just so ashamed and they don't want people to judge them, and they always want to sort of put on this air for people and keep up an appearance for people, and ain't nothing fun about that. And they're deeply very scared to be themselves. They are deeply very scared to be unique and to stick out and to be different and they're afraid of that, because it takes courage to do that. It takes courage to do that. And most people want to conform. They want to fit in. They want to be like other people. They want to do what other people are doing. They don't want to do anything unique or anything like that. They want to sort of follow along with what other people are doing. And not only that, they want to force you to follow along too. And that's where it really becomes bad, because they want to try to also get other people to follow along with it as well. And unfortunately, most people are miserable. And by the same token, and what do you think makes them so miserable? All this conformity and all this following along with society. If it's going to make you miserable, it will. It's not, there's nothing, it's not going to give you happiness. You got to find your happiness and fulfillment outside of that. You got to find it outside of the system, outside of the matrix. You're not going to get it from your job or from the education system or from the medical system or from politics or these social movements. You're just not. And people are seeking it from that. And bad move. That stuff serves its purpose, but you got to have something higher you look toward, and just trying to find fulfillment from all that is a bad move. And that's what most people are doing. And look, that's going to make you miserable. It's going to make you miserable because that fulfillment that you need, your spiritual journey, your spiritual quest, your path with God, whatever, they're not finding it there whatsoever. And it's like, I try to think of my life as like a quest. My life is like freaking The Legend of Zelda or the Elder Scrolls or Dark Souls or, this Persona 4 game that I'm streaming. I try to think of my life like that. It's a quest. It's a journey, and I'm building these skills and stats, and I'm doing all this like cool stuff, whereas most people, their life is just like, there's just the NPC life. Like I'm the guy who works at the tavern or whatever, and most people are just in that NPC matrix grind, and I get it. I have a 9 to 5. I understand it. It is what it is, but they're in that grind, but they're not seeing it for what it is. They're really looking to that grind as like something that will give them like this deep fulfillment, and it won't. It really won't. And it turns them miserable. And here's the thing: miserable people want you to be miserable with them. They don't want to see you being happy. They don't want to see you having fun. So they want to shut the fun down. They want to make sure that everyone's going to be as miserable as they are. And let me tell you, there's a reason why they pat people down for guns and knives before you go into a nightclub, because there's people going in there trying to cause some misery, man. You know, there is. There really is. And it's a place where people are supposed to go to quote unquote have fun. You know? And it's everywhere. It's everywhere. There's misery spreaders everywhere. And a lot of ways people spread miseries, like I said earlier, with trying to force conformity, trying to force everybody to follow rules, trying to make this some kind of legalistic, bureaucratic thing. We're hanging out. We have to go here. So let's say you're at some concert with some people, and then we have to do this. We have to go there. I don't like this band. This band isn't good, you know. And look, it's a lot of these narcissists and stuff, and whatever you want to call them, narcissists, haters, demonic people. I don't know. People call them a lot of things, but they're all miserable people deep down on the inside, and nothing going to make them happy. They try to, quote unquote, seek this pleasure. It ain't nothing going to make them happy because they don't have gratitude. They don't have love. You know, you need some love. You need some love and some joy to really have fun. And here's the truth, is these kind of evil people, there is a certain fun that they do have, and that is the fun at other people's expense. That is the fun of seeing someone else suffer, lose out, get hurt. They have fun really only through sadistic pleasure. That's really the only way they, quote unquote, have fun or gain enjoyment from life, is by seeing someone else suffer, and even a lot of times seeing themselves suffer. Because, you know, if you're sadistic and want to hurt other people, deep down you want to hurt yourself too, in a lot of ways, you know. So there's not generative love going on. You know, if you're just chilling with people, having fun, having a great conversation, it's like generative, you know, there's no judgments. But then that one person's got to show up, and they got to get all angry about politics, and they got to talk about their ex or their breakup, and they got to go on all this negative stuff and talk about how they hate their boss at work, and, you know, whatever. They got to go on all this negativity, and then before you know it, they got some problem with someone in the group or whatever, and no one's having fun anymore. But when you just get people together, something as simple as a good conversation, you know. And here's the thing. Fun can't be bought. True joy, true fun, true having a good time can't be bought. There's nothing more fun than a good conversation with somebody. There's nothing more fun than, you know, you and a buddy going out playing some sports, whatever, just chopping it up, hitting the town, whatever. Like, that's the most fun stuff. The most fun stuff is the simple stuff. People are thinking, I'm going to have to go on this $10,000 fancy vacation. It's going to be so much fun. It's like, well, you're going to have to fly an hour to this exotic place you're going to. You got to get the hotel. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to whatever. Like, if it's what you really want to do, it could be a lot of fun. But people are thinking like they're going to just like whatever. I mean, a lot of it also, people think they're going to buy some fancy car or something. That's going to be fun. I've done that. I've not that fancy of a car, but I've bought the hot sports car and thought I was going to have so much fun with it. And I did it. It didn't make a difference. It was just a pain in the butt. The brake pads costed double the amount of a normal car, and whatever. The tires costed twice as much and wore out twice as fast. And I'm just realizing, like, this thing is not going to make me have fun and enjoy life. You know, people think they're going to get joy out of all these material possessions and whatever. Like, you ain't. You just got to enjoy life as best you can, you know? You just got to find joy in the small things, and you just got to be loose, and, you know, you just got to have fun in the best way you can. So, yeah, y'all, I'm going to, deliver my message of fun here. So it's a message of fun, of love, of joy, of peace, of all the positivity. So, yeah, much love. God bless you all. Hey, even the haters I'll give a blessing to, but especially the lovers, the supporters, all these cool people who've been supporting me, especially all y'all. So much love to all y'all. So yeah, Truth Tigers out.